Hello everyone, welcome to Mark's Finance and Fitness. I think it's time to introduce you to the official mascot of this channel because she's always in this video, but you'll probably see more often than not Nala here on this cat tree. This girl is dedicated to me, she follows me everywhere, so I think she's been in plenty of the videos now, so I just wanted to officially introduce the mascot, and maybe next time I'll give her an up close, but she's comfortable now looking at the birds out the window. So today, I thought it'd be really fascinating to talk about what I think will be an economy boom coming up and why. Plus, I want to go over my portfolio and give you guys an update. It's been a while. Of course, I had surgery, so there's been a good break there while I dealt with that. Now I'm still recovering, but doing a lot better. And I think it's time to show you guys what my portfolio has been up to. So we're going to get started. The economy, I think, is in for a boom. Now, I'm not talking necessarily the stock market, and I'll tell you why in a little bit, but the economy itself, I think, is about to see a transition. As you guys know, the CDC recently showed and told everyone that masks are no longer required for both indoor or outdoor settings if you've been vaccinated. And so you'll see here in this USA Today post that big companies like Walmart, Costco, Trader Joe's, and Publix are no longer requiring masks for vaccinated customers. And other companies are going to be starting soon, like Starbucks. And I think this will be a huge trend in the next couple weeks here, where probably the majority of companies are going to say no more masks are required. So what does this mean? Well, for places like that, that's more retail. And I think, it is going to probably allow more people to be comfortable going to a Starbucks, spending more money. But I think the bigger thing here is for your resorts, your entertainment type of things. You'll see here in this news headline that Disney is going to be easing their COVID restrictions. So the distance that you are from people, I'm sure they're going to be looking into the mask thing and getting rid of that. Because I've heard, a guy that, one of the top executives at Disney said, nobody wants to wear a mask in 95-degree heat in Florida with 95% humidity. So I think, there's going to be a huge break from the masks coming in the next week or two. Companies are evaluating it, and I think they'll be announcing them soon. So what does this mean? This means people are now going to be leaving their house out in droves to go do things that they've been prevented from doing for a year and a half now. So let's talk about that. Of course, with Disney opening up, you're going to see a huge influx of people going not only to Disney, but the other theme parks around the country. I think we've already seen kind of a comeback of movies in theaters. I think the first one was AT&T, Warner Bros., that whole thing. They released King Kong versus Godzilla, which had huge success in the theaters, beyond what anybody predicted. So people are really itching to get out there and go experience things, which means spending money. Just the other day, I went to the zoo here locally, and there was a lot of people there for a weekday. So I think people are getting out, and that's so nice to see because a lot of these businesses have struggled, and a lot of the sectors of the economy have struggled. And I think another thing we're going to see is sports. A lot of sports arenas and stadiums are going to be opening up, and you're going to be able to sit next to people not wearing a mask. And it's, we're going to see a lot more attendance and people going there. So there's going to be a shift in spending where before, people were mainly spending their money at their Home Depots and Lowe's because they're stuck at home, they're doing projects at home. Now it's going to be spending money out to things related outside of the house. So going to theme parks, going to movies, going to a sports game. And I think this is going to be something that people are going to be just throwing themselves at, buying tickets and just getting their families and with their friends and just getting out there. So I think you're going to see a huge shift in the spending. But not only that, I think this is going to affect the stock market uniquely. I think that, the stock market might see a little dip, and here's why. This whole last year and a half, people have been stuck at home. And you saw a huge increase in new investors especially with the, more attractive apps like Robinhood, Webull, things like that. You've had all these new investors just inundate the market. And now I think that their attention is going to be put somewhere else. I think a lot of them are going to stop investing. or severely reduce the amount of money they're putting into the stock market. And I think a lot of those businesses that are going to be hurt are those more speculative businesses. So I think the big, strong businesses like Microsoft and Apple and Walmart, they'll be strong. They'll stay doing well. They might plateau for a little while. But I think the spec stocks, a lot of the people might pull their money out or stop investing in them because I think it's the younger people that are more likely to invest in those types of companies. So I think there might be a little dip in the market. I don't think there's going to be a crash or nothing like that because the economy is opening, so there's going to be a lot more people spending money in different ways. And I know I'm excited to get out. I mean, like I said, I went to the zoo and it was fantastic. So with that said, a big warning sign I want to put up is don't fall for now that the economy's open, I was bored for a year and a half, so I was investing. I'm no longer going to do that. That's not how it works in the stock market. It's a long-term game. You have to stick in it for the long term, and you have to invest regularly. So I urge you guys to not fall into this trend that I think is going to happen, where you're going to see a lot of these young investors that got in because they were bored and this kept them occupied stop doing it because now they can go do things with their friends and family. So please stay invested. That's how it works. That's how you gain wealth, and that's the name of the game. So please stay focused as well. Go have your fun, but remember, keep your eye on the long-term goal of, wealth. Making sure you have a good retirement, making sure you have a good nest egg. So please don't fall for that trend that I think is going to be happening. We'll see what happens over the next, 6 months, but I really think you're going to see a lot of these new investors stop investing or pull their money out even and putting it into travel or something. So that's my take on the economy. I think we're going to see a big boom in all these, activities that haven't been doing so well during the pandemic. And, I think the stocks will go up in those areas. I think they've already gone up high because they've been preparing for it, but I think they'll go up even a little more. And then the big companies might stay a little bit stagnant. And I think the spec stocks might fall as investors pull out. So with that said, let's look at an update of my portfolio. It's been a while. So what you're seeing here is my whole portfolio. Every company that I'm invested in or ETF, and I wanted to bring your attention first to the very bottom where my growth is. Since I've been investing for a year and a half now almost, my portfolio has grown 25.23%. Where else can you put your money somewhere and it return you 25.23%? Not very many places. And I want to stress to you, people who only focus in certain areas of the market. I'm just going to focus on crypto or just speculative stocks or just technology. You're putting yourself at a huge risk. And what I did, you will see here, I have a lot of different sectors that I'm invested in. And I'm going to show you another snip here in a minute to show you how diverse I am invested. So let's focus on my main companies that have been really performing well for me, the highest growth ones. So Bank of America, financial company. You'll see I've made 82.43%. Let's see, DuPont is in the chemical material area. That's gone up 76%. I have an ETF for industrials, gone up almost 42%. Financials ETF, so that kind of matches with Bank of America, with giving me a huge increase of almost 49%. I have a bank down there, FNB. That sounds like a bad word, but FNB, Federal National Bank, has gone up 61.37%. I have an ETF, which is my favorite ETF, my Schwab SCHD. It focuses on dividends and growth companies, up almost 40% for me. And then a real estate company, Starwood Property, for up 41.41%. So what I want you guys to see here is these are all in different sectors, right? We have real estate, we have financials, industrials, materials. And then you'll see if you look beyond these yellow highlighted areas, I have, medical, technology. I mean, I have something in every sector of the market. Home Depot, consumer discretionary. Coca-Cola, consumer staples. So what I want you to see is I'm diversified, and that led me to that 25.23% growth in a year and a half of my money. And that's what I want you guys to keep in mind. Yeah, someone could get lucky and go all in one company or one sector or one area, but it is extremely risky. And why risk your hard-earned money like that of possibly going down and you being in the red instead of putting that risk throughout the whole economy, through all the sectors? You could focus more on one or the other and put more money into those areas. But let's be real, we're all not going to be lucky. We're all, it's a slim margin of falling into that area. So diversity in your investments is key. And here's the proof for you guys to see. Now let's look at my sector allocation by gain or loss. What you'll see here is every sector I'm invested in and how much gain or loss has happened. Well, luckily for my portfolio, it's all gain in all the sectors. I do have one company in the red, but the other companies in that sector have brought it to the green. So technology obviously has done very well for me. Also financials, and as we mentioned, those were my huge increases. I'm just more heavily invested in technology, so I have more money in there, which makes sense. But you'll see here, I have gains in every sector. And let's say one was in the loss. I know for a while there, my energy was at a loss. And that's okay, because if it brought my whole portfolio down by $200, well, guess what? Everything else added up, I'd still be up, very, very healthily. So diversity is key. Make sure you guys, look at good solid companies or ETFs, which is my advice for those of you who don't have time to look into individual companies, and invest in different sectors, in different areas of the market. Maybe you want to put a little bit in space ETF, but make sure you just have lots of diversity in your investments, because that's what's going to help you guys build that wealth long term, because you never know what might take a huge hit and when. And you want to make sure that you don't lose all your money in one area, when instead you could have been diversified and still been in the green and making money, because you're well diversified. So outside of that, guys, I hope this video was good for you guys, to inspire you to maybe look at your own portfolio and see where you might be too heavily invested in. Make sure you always analyze, look at the big picture. Hey, should I be in this, and why? Do I believe in it? Okay, great, but where else should I be in? Because I have some friends that are only invested in, let's say, crypto, and one other area like electronic vehicles. Well, those two sectors, if they go down, you have nothing else to hold you up. So make sure you guys are, investing smartly, doing your research, and I hope this showing you the proof with my portfolio is good to help encourage you guys to do the same. So with that said, thank you guys for watching my video. Here comes Nala, our our newest mascot. Come here. No, she doesn't want to come right now. So next video, she will make her appearance. But guys, have a great day. We'll see you next time on Mark's Finance and Fitness.